Meltdown Island. 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 Meltdown Island.
This is Dustin Gardner. He's a comedy theorist, an award-winning musician, and he's desperately trying to hold his beautiful mind together. He's a living TikTok post that thinks that if he just does one more bad take on current events, he's finally going to become famous. Will his guests keep him on track? Will he deservedly get canceled, or will this show crash and burn as he loses control once again? Welcome to Meltdown Island.
Hey YouTubers, welcome to Meltdown Island. Less than a show and more of a process of ideas, thoughts, and ways to distract ourselves, as well as examine the melting down of the world around us that we live in together. Welcome my co-host, Michael McGettigan and Sean Handlin. How are the two of you?
Hi, Dustin.
Hello!
I'm doing all right. I hear.
Go ahead.
I hear a little bit of an echo on Dustin, though. Do you hear that echo, Mike?
I do not. Do you have your sound on your Discord view thing? Your view of the show?
I don't think so.
I don't hear an
Okay.
echo on Dustin, but if anybody else in the audience does, let me know. I will check it out.
Sounds
I'm
great.
Sure it's fine.
Not that I don't trust you, Sean. It's just
Yeah.
Who
I mean, I
brought
don't really
us?
know what
No,
you.
I
I don't.
will
I'll
check
be
it out.
honest. I kind of responded without really entirely knowing what you were talking about.
Dustin
Do I have the
had an
sound down
echo,
on sound on
now does
in
not.
Discord?
Yeah, in Discord, because you're watching the show in Discord on the stream that I have, right?
Oh yeah. No, I mean that's what's going to my earphone.
Oh, okay. So you weren't. That's where you were hearing the echo from, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Dustin,
It's okay.
talk for
I'm sure
everybody.
it's fine.
This is the part of the show where we try to catch up on what's happening this last week. Hey guys, what's happening?
You know, stuff.
Well, I saw
had,
pictures. Go ahead,
I had,
please, Sean.
I was just I had dinner with my folks for the first time since the pandemic, which was nice.
Oh
That's
my!
Yeah.
We're all fully vaxxed and felt comfortable.
You get that full vac.
Hugged my mom.
Oh,
Nice.
That's nice.
that's heartwarming.
So yeah, I guess it was kind of an emotional week.
It's lovely.
That's good.
Would say someone who is emotional. For me, it was it was nice though. It was a good meal.
You hate emotions, if I'm not wrong, Sean. Is that correct?
Yeah. Right.
You hate human emotions. But what can you do? We all have them.
It's just my
Classic
process.
Sean.
My processor doesn't understand them.
That's all right, Sean. A lot of people don't understand emotion.
It's
Dustin's they're not
talking in a
always
very
real.
Weird presentational way right now.
What?
It doesn't seem like Dustin's talking in a very strange presentational manner that's kind of disconnected
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why are you snapping against your headphones? What's that do?
Just to hear if it sounded different.
Okay.
Life
I saw
is
that,
experimental.
Isn't it, Sean? Thank you.
You're welcome.
How was your weekend, Mike?
My weekend was fine.
I saw a photo. I went on Facebook for the first time since the pandemic, Sean, and I saw photos of you at the Ant. You guys did a sidewalk sale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Andy Reid set that
That's
up.
exciting. Ooh,
Yeah, that was
Mr.
the first
Reid, if you're
First picture I
nasty.
posted on Facebook since the pandemic, probably.
Me
I'm
too.
kind of
I
done
saw it.
I'm kind of done with Facebook, honestly. I just don't like Facebook.
Yeah, me too. A lot of changes because of that Facebook. I'll tell you what.
Well, you
Mark
have a
Meekin is watching on Facebook.
conservative-run company run by a megalomaniac that doesn't care about human beings' happiness or safety. I'd say that that's probably something that we shouldn't really embrace too much, but you know.
We already have. Let's move on to our discussion. Today we have news grunts.
It's the weirdest.
Yeah.
Dustin, you're being so weird right now.
Which part?
The whole part, I think.
Is this more relaxed?
No. You're just way weird right now.
Sounds like classic Dust.
Classic Dustin.
That's a good noise, I guess.
It's called
wasn't
laughter and
Oh, that
happiness.
was laughter. Okay. That was laughter.
I've studied it deeply.
It seems like it. I'm trying to get to news grunts, but the problem is that I wasn't prepared for news grunts.
It's all right because it gives me time to give a nice smooth transition, saying stuff like, "Hey, everybody! Boy, we haven't done this in a while. We're bringing back our old bit, that bit where we talk about nothing. More fact, all we really do is grunt at headlines, and we call it news grunts. Like we're the guys getting the news for you, but we're not. We're just grunting at it. News grunts. Thank you.
Sponsored today by
Menon.
Menon.
What? Where was yours? You could be a billion choices. I love life.
Wow.
I didn't
This is
have
a
any.
little
I was
strange
just continuing to stall.
Oh. You did a
But
great
I'm
job.
not a very good staller.
Come here. You need a hug? Oh, no, you already had one. You need a stall? Come here. I'll stall you up. I'll box you into a little corner and let you take your whiz. Huh? See what I did there? That's called a Mark Micula pun.
What? Box you in a corner and you can take a whiz? What is that? What does that even mean?
Stall.
Sure.
I'll stall. I'm
a
his
stall.
stall.
I see. Oh, whoa. Sean's over the top of news grunts. What do you know? Sean, you're in the video, Sean. You shouldn't be in the video. Why'd you go into the video?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to News Grunts. This is the part of the show where we just cut it up over headlines of the news. Headline. Read to you in participation with Michael McGettigan. Mike?
In participation with Mike McGettigan. Okay, so we're going from the bottom of the list, I guess, and then going up. Is that what's going on?
Sure. I can play. I can play ball.
Hey, is there anything going on in your mind right now, Dustin? You seem a little like something's going on.
When we were in pre-show, I had said it starts up here with the COVID-19, and so when That would be the top. And then I put them in sort of an order. So when you asked, I felt like, you know what? I was going to tell you about it, but then I said, you know what? I can play ball.
I can play ball. Okay.
I'm sure you've gone
April
too high.
Oh, but there it is. There it is.
April 8th. That said April 8th there. Or am I wrong?
It should say 3:30.
April 8th. It must be from that previous one. So that's got to be included there. All right.
It's the
carbon dioxide
Nope,
spikes to
that's from, if you look right above that, it says from April something, and that's the one from today. There it is.
Okay. COVID infections drop where people are vaccinated, rise where they're not.
Grunt.
Sarcastic, obvious grunt. That's what I'm trying to do, but I don't think it's coming across. Oh. Can cavemen be sarcastic? I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty obvious, it's like super, of course, they're going to drop where people are vaccinated. But New York is up to 70% vaccinated now, so that's pretty good, right?
Are you asking or are you telling? Because I would say yes.
I would say it was a rhetorical question, but it was also one that was open for commentary if you wanted to.
Yes.
NSA whistleblower, reality winner, released from prison.
Reality winner's name.
Whoa. Was that... Seemed a little sexual, Sean. Am I wrong?
Sean likes thinking about women all locked up. I've always got on him about that.
Let's zoom in.
I mean, that reality winner. I mean, that's an odd name, huh?
I mean, you're setting your child up for not for either never living up to it or for like Win and boy, what's the other brother's name? Anyway, from the funeral parlor band.
I'm not
yeah, I'm not
I don't
either.
know what you're the funeral parlor band. Is it an Addams Family?
I think that was her
thing?
birth name.
Their name was yeah, that's that's their birth name. Crazy.
Huh.
Hey, we need a lot more protections for whistleblowers in this country, though, really, right?
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, sure.
I mean, released from prison for good behavior is pretty weird. Like, whistleblowers shouldn't really be in jail in the first place. Yeah, thanks, Obama.
They slapped that national security on stuff, and they really stick it to you.
Well, I mean,
not me. I didn't do anything
yet.
Dun 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 dun. Fatalism.
Marjorie Taylor Greene apologizes for offensive Holocaust comparison after visiting Holocaust Museum. Ugh.
She's terrible.
I mean, she's awful, but this is kind of amazing that she actually apologized. I mean, this is the way it should work, right? You get shown that your comments are horrendous and stupid, and then you apologize for them because you are shown how stupid your comments are. And that's the way it should
I do it all the time. Yeah.
I don't know. There's not much apologizing, I don't think.
From me?
Yeah.
I would say apologizing is half of my day. In fact, my psychiatrist told me that I was not allowed to apologize to them anymore while I was in session with them ever. Isn't that funny? Because all I do is apologize.
Well, but that you shouldn't have to apologize to your mental health professional ever. Like,
Hey, that's their words. That's their words, doctor.
Yeah, I'm saying you should not apologize. That's not for apologize. Like, why are you apologizing to them? That's like,
I'm not saying anything, doctor. Like I'm afraid of my doctor. Hilarious. I don't have a doctor. That's the real joke.
that's the real joke, is that none of us really have doctors because I can't afford a doctor. Are you kidding me?
I'm looking
I had
at
a
Sean right
friend,
now because he said he liked sad joke, and
I had
I'm
a
just
friend
seeing for
look
that
up.
glow.
I had a friend look up, hey, how much would it cost for me to get health insurance? So I was like, oh, okay, well, why not? I haven't looked in a while. So they came back with some stuff and they sent me some numbers, crunched them down with my my low salary that I make every year. I'm not a rich person. I'm not, I'm not a wealthy man. And
If you
they
were,
came back,
you wouldn't be doing
they
this
came back
show.
with the price of. They came back with the price. The price was really great deal. It seemed like it was only something like $120 a month for health insurance that I would still have to have a like $5,000 to $10,000 copay on. It's like,
Yeah.
what? For a person that's as broke as me, I'm near poverty level, and that it still would be $120 a month for health insurance that's not even that great. I mean, it was mind-blowing to me. It was like, wow. I mean, to be fair, there were some $0 a month options in the bronze plan, but those had copays that were like so astronomical that it was like, what is even the point of having this? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The hassle is not worth it, Oh, it's nuts.
It's broken. The system's broken.
I know my
Mackenzie
head is.
Scott gave away $6 billion and transformed philanthropy. That's Bezos's ex-wife.
She had to do it all in one day, and then she would get 100 billion. And it's really gotten hard for her to give that much away. I read a little bit of the article.
Okay, that's nice.
Wait,
Then
she's got to do. What was the time constraint at the beginning?
that
you
was
said?
me doing Brewster's Millions.
Brewster's
okay.
Millions.
Just
Yeah.
throwing that
I thought
on
that was a
top for-
Brewster's Millions bit, but I wasn't really sure because then it sounded like a regular fact.
Yeah,
Sean
and then I
loves
was like,
Brewster's
that sounds
Millions
like Brewster's
bits.
Millions.
And I love Brewster's
I-
Millions bits myself. I love them. They're great. It's a great. That whole
I
thing.
threw it in there because she says she's had so much trouble giving the money away. It's harder than you would think, is what it said. And that's when I threw in the Millie from the Brew.
So what would you do if you got the whole Brewster's Millions thing going on in real life there, Dustin?
Take care of this head, that's for sure. Something just cracked inside, like real internal.
Well, see,
And
you
it's
already
got
broke
me-
the rules of Brewster's Millions if you're doing that.
I lose. Oops. I get to keep this million. Oops. That's how poor people feel.
No, you don't get any. You remember Brewster's Millions? You get no money unless you spend. How was it? $1 million, and it can't be on yourself, and you can't.
I think
give
it
the
was
money
$30
away.
million in 1 month.
$30 million a month,
It's
so
all
$1
of
million
it.
a day. That's what it was. Yeah. And like he bought the upside down airplane stamp and used it to mail a letter, and it's like it had to be stuff that you used. So it was like an interesting twist, an interesting caveat to all those millions.
Man.
Okay, all right. You're really
It was
struggling today,
iconic.
Dustin.
It was an iconic movie. Iconic.
It was definitely iconic.
I got vertigo.
Well, maybe this will cheer you up from your news grunts that you sent me. U.S. COVID-19 deaths top $600,000. Or 600,000, not dollars. Why did I say dollars?
It goes on to say that it's slowing down the pace.
It's definitely
That way-
slowing down for sure, which is great.
As that first article said, where people have been vaccinated. Though mine might be kicking in right now.
Your vaccine? Are you shedding vaccine things?
No, this. Yeah. I turned it off on accident. Messed up joke.
The real number is upwards of 920,000, though I've read.
So why is this telling us these lies,
question.
Sean?
Well,
What else does it say?
It's
7-day
the mainstream
average?
media, man. That's all they do is lie,
7-day average.
pushing the narrative for the establishment class.
They really do. I mean, it is really insidious, the whole thing. I watched recently, there was a Tina Turner doc on
So
HBO.
good.
And I thought that it had some interesting stuff in it, and it got universally praised. However, the middle of the documentary, after she gets out of the horrific relationship and is trying to reinvent herself, they basically conflate her selling out stadiums with her own processing of being abused in a relationship. And it's this really insidious kind of suck up to capitalism that makes the entire story of Tina Turner and her rise to like fame and her own like self-discovery and like psychological issues and all this stuff. It basically undercuts it by saying it's just all about selling out stadiums and singing these songs from these rich white music producers. That was pretty much the entire turning point in the doc, was like saying, look how great and successful she became and how she overcame her personal hardships. But really, they missed all sorts of interesting little tidbits and didn't focus on anything like that, because it was just focused 100% on here's her success in capitalism. And we're equating that with her personal triumph and ability to figure out all this bullshit that she had to go through. I mean, her story is amazing.
What are the interesting tidbits that they missed out of during that moment? Because
there's tons of little things. There's tons of little things that she throws out in the doc that they do not focus on, but instead focus on her making a shitload of money with dumb songs like "Simply the Best," which are to me the worst songs of her career. Simply
First of all,
the
I thought
Best,
that was
for
at the
example.
very end. I thought that the turning point was when she started doing transcendental meditation. That was the big moment. And she started.
Okay, but then what?
It just
then
happened
why
to
didn't they
be-
use that? Why didn't they use? And it wasn't transcendental. It wasn't TM. They were not doing TM. It was Buddhism. She got into. But that was not. That was not. That was all conflated into the success of her in a monetary way, not in a personal way.
I mean,
yes, Sean.
I would like to recognize Simply the Best, though, as simply the best song to end a sketch show with.
Well, yes, it is absolutely great for ending a sketch show because of how ridiculous it is, I think. I mean, I 100% love that. But I mean, you know, the lyrics, simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever. I mean, that's a song for babies. That's a song for people that don't understand what human beings are like. Simply the best.
That's a song for babies.
It really is. It's a song for babies. If you don't have much experience in life and you're a baby, then that song's going to jam for you. I mean, that's the other really funny thing about Tina Turner, is that her entire success, according to the documentary, was predicated on her singing these songs of these rich white British music producers who are like in their 60s and 70s. You know, they have the pulse on. Really have the pulse on the American population, writing these songs for Tina Turner. I mean, her voice is amazing. Her abilities are fantastic, but yet,
which I think they highlight. I'm so surprised that was your. I feel like those are big lines you're reading in between, because I didn't.
Oh, dude,
that was not my takeaway at all.
The thing is that of course it wasn't your takeaway, because you're not seeing how we're so ingrained in capitalism that most of those things just go right on by, and we would never see them or never address them. It's like, it's only when you start to like look at it in a completely different way, or like see it from the perspective of people in other countries. You know what I mean? Like, think of it from the perspective of some African kid who has to walk a mile to get water every day, and then this woman who had a really bad relationship suddenly becomes a megastar, and that's how she overcomes her personal hardships. I mean, that's not how it works.
I don't think. I feel like it was because of Buddhism, her losing the fear, not living a life of fear anymore, and then the success came from her own freedom and her own power,
But
which
it
is where
didn't,
she
though.
sang from.
That's exactly what I'm saying, is that's exactly what it is not saying. I mean, it's trying to claim.
That was my takeaway. I'm telling you, I didn't see.
Yeah, but her success, what are you saying is her success? Her success is having
That's
platinum
part of the
records.
story.
Her
And that's
success.
yes, that's you're going to ignore Radiohead's albums?
That's not
it's
how
like-
it works. When you're in an abusive
okay.
relationship, having a stadium sold out is not what fixes you, or it's not a signature of mental health. It's not.
And neither did they say that, I think.
Yeah, they did. You just said that yourself. You just said that yourself.
I said that that's part of her story. How she got out of an abusive relationship was the fact that she was doing meditation and lost the fear. That's what I took away, and that's
you said
what I
that
cried
led to
over.
her doing stadium tours and selling platinum albums, which is not.
I
That's
didn't
not how
say
it
that.
works.
You said okay. I did. I said all of that. But my takeaway is that that's what she said. That's what she did, and then she had success for whatever reason. But with how she got out of that relationship was how she got out of the relationship is where my focus is on. I mean, success came because she has a work ethic and talent,
and it was a great marketing. It was a very successful marketing campaign.
Well, that's what drove her crazy.
The successful marketing. That's what they used to show her as a comeback story. They showed it in the doc.
I hear what you're saying. I hear.
They showed it in the doc. It was a marketing campaign, and they conflated that with her own personal journey because that's how they sold her.
So they put that in the press release.
All the press releases, they sold her and they shipped her around to all the late night shows. They shipped her around to interviews. And it was all about her personal story of success that's overcoming it because she was selling out stadiums and wanted, you know what I mean? It was there.
See, my takeaway from all of that was when she had a breakdown and they asked her about it and she broke out in sweat. Oh my God, I lost it again. I cried several times during that show.
That's good.
That's why. Oh, is it? I mean,
if it affected you emotionally, that's good.
So
what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
You see, this is the problem. You think that I'm saying that you shouldn't enjoy this doc, and I'm saying that there's a part in the documentary that, like, I thought was really, like, poorly done. Like, can't both be true?
Yeah, no, I agree. Now that I hear what you're saying, I misconstrued, which I'd like to say I apologize for.
Wow. Okay. Yes, Sean.
Before we move on, I one more thought on this Simply the Best song.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I mean, I think part of the motivation for these record producers to make songs like that is they're all, I think, hoping for the payoff of being associated with like professional sports. And being, all the extra royalties that come along with their music being used in all these sports documentaries, trying to get some of that gold that Queen found probably with "We Are the Champions" and "We Will Rock You." I mean, something that's going to be played in a stadium or associated with some sort of big championship team that would probably bring in royalties and also drive record sales, no doubt.
Could you imagine "We Will Rock You"? I mean, that is just insane how it's everywhere. Yeah. That's... Yeah, I mean, they're all written... All those songs are written by, like, rich, old, white British men. all of Tina Turner's soulful hits are written by old, white British men who she married one of those record producers.
Yeah, it sounds hot.
Yeah, he's pretty hot.
Next grunt.
Point of quick clarification.
Yeah, Sean.
I'm not suggesting that Queen was motivated for that.
No, Queen was.
I'm just suggesting
they started
that it happened. It happened probably unintended by them, but given that success that they found in that arena, no pun intended, that others have been trying to replicate it for themselves as well. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed with you. And I mean, it happened like by happenstance with Queen. It was like unintentional or whatever. And then they saw people probably started seeing like "We Will Rock You" being at like stadiums everywhere and stuff. And, that song was very confusing as a kid because it seemed like, isn't this the song from sports? Like, I didn't understand, like, is this the song? Like, what is this
same
song?
and function, everything that goes with it. I thank you all. There's been bad mistakes.
Right. Next grunt.
I've made a few.
Waiting for Dustin to sing his finish singing.
I did a challenge for the whole human race that I never lose.
Trump has reportedly been telling people he's going to be president again by August, which would suggest he's planning a coup or has finally descended into madness. Meanwhile, his craziest supporters believe he's going to be president again soon. Vanity Fair.
Now flip to the next picture while we grunt. That's the end of the joke. That's the picture. There he is.
He's got hair like the caveman, kind of.
Premier Trump.
Huh? You don't have hair.
What?
He is a goofball.
Yeah. I mean, all that QAnon stuff, of course he's buying into it because it's like aggrandizing him, but he doesn't really read anything, so he probably can't keep up with it at all. So, what a moron. I'm so glad he's not president anymore, but he's still out there. No matter what happens with him, he's going to try to use it as like, his supporters will claim it's like what he was planning the entire time. If Trump dies out of nowhere, they're going to be like, he faked his death and he's living underground or
put all his energies into Don Jr.
Oh, God. Don Jr. That guy, he can't do enough cocaine, that guy. God. It seems like he's trying. He's trying to reach the limit, but he just can't get there. All right. Column. Reports of QAnon's death aren't exaggerated. So this happened today, and I did not read about it. I don't know what the whole thing, this whole QAnon, death of QAnon is about yet.
Well, I don't know if you remember, I did that extensive research into this when I watched that HBO
That is not extensive research. That is watching a documentary. Just like you did not do extensive research on Tina Turner.
Oh, I did. I watched this show on HBO, and basically when he left there, that was it. That was the end of Q. And I mean, I guess it's an idea. I guess it's like a Santa Claus. Q's not real.
Yeah, but what is the whole thing that people are talking about QAnon's death, though?
Oh, it's just this is a column. I think this was just it's this guy's, his opinion column.
So there wasn't some big thing that happened.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different news articles about the death of QAnon.
I mean,
so what are
because
they talking about?
It's maybe the results came in Arizona, and they didn't find anything.
but like that would stop them? Are you kidding me? What is this? What are these people saying? I mean, I'm like scanning an article right now, and they're just like, the last line on this one, the Herald Review. And if we're still battling a cult that's defeated, we're in strategic trouble. Not only will we have failed to learn from Q's unraveling, but we also won't be able to recognize the next catastrophe, let alone prevent it. So it's basically an entire article to say Q's not dead.
Great.
What the heck? So is this one of those articles that, like John Oliver and Jon Stewart kind of like showed us what happens with the news? where they just get these releases and they just use the same headlines and report the same thing? Because there's a bunch of articles on here. Let me move this over so we can see it.
Like, yeah, I just saw on John Oliver, they did the same thing with car dealerships now, where you feel like you got a local commercial about a guy in a pickle, and then there's like 20 of them.
Yeah. Like, why are all of these...
Well, first of all, there's another article that we're going to grunt at in a second, where the people in North Carolina, over half of the people that went to the Capitol riots to overturn the election didn't even vote in said election. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Not too surprising.
But still, what a fun fact. No, Sean, you have no opinion on that fact?
I'm still thinking about something that Mark Mikula wrote about how Trump wrote most of Tina Turner's hits.
He did write some of the best songs ever.
Trump did?
What?
He was in every rap song throughout the 90s and 2000s. I don't know if that's a true fact. Don't quote me. Don't quote me on anything.
Good call. That's good. That's a
that
good
last
call.
part was a bit. Thank you.
Don't quote Dustin, please.
Don't quote me.
Simply the best to the tune of Baby Shark. Wow. Don't, no, Mark, please no. All right, forget going back to the office. People are quitting instead. Most Americans are leaving their jobs at any time in the past 20 years. That's good news for the economy and your salary. Dustin, do you have a grunt for your news grunt bit?
Who'd quit?
Those are words. Those are words. I'm glad that people are quitting their crappy jobs that they don't like. I mean, that's absolutely something that should happen. I mean, American workers, rise up. You can quote me on that. Quit your stupid
Wake
jobs.
up, America.
Do what you want to do with your life. Hang out with your family.
Do what you want to do in living colors. I see your true living colors.
All right. New emails show how Trump and his allies pressured Justice Department to try to challenge 2020 election results.
And that's one of his replies in that little box. Can you believe this? I am not going to respond to the message below. Insanity, he replied.
Pure insanity.
Either one. All day. It's Greek to me. Oh.
All right. No vote. Public records show Capitol rioters from North Carolina didn't vote in the election. And that's not just North Carolina. That's a lot. I mean, like almost all of them didn't vote in the election, I think, from what they're finding out.
They got it stolen from them, and they still thought he would win, even though they didn't vote for him.
Yeah. Well, they don't understand how any of this stuff works.
Crazy. I don't follow politics.
I feel like all my grunts are the same for these bits.
Oh no, there's nuance.
Marjorie Taylor Greene apologizes for visiting Holocaust Museum.
Oh, I reposted that because I didn't know if it for sure is in it.
Audra suggests that she's really sorry people got offended.
I think that's a pretty
and experience.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, I think that's a pretty good pretty good take on it, honestly. I mean, I don't think she's really sad, but at least she did apologize. At least she did go to the Holocaust Museum. I mean, that is a line that, Let's see if we can get a video of this.
I mean, that's part of the whole Trump thing, is that he has no shame, right? At least finally someone can apologize and say, I have shame for what I had done and or made people feel.
Well, I mean,
I think that's where, like, thank God for those. Say those.
Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene blasting the 11 Republicans who broke ranks and voted with the Democrats to remove her from her House committees. She accused them of betrayal in her first on-camera comment since the House vote.
Yes!
And she suggested it could cost them their seats in the midterms.
I hope that my Republican colleagues really think about what they've done. I'm sure they're going to hear from their voters at home.
No, it's not a real.
I don't know if there is a video of this.
In her words. Oh, I'd like to tell you what she said in her words by letting you watch a video of her and her words. I must all.
CBS News.
Back to Washington now, where Republican leaders have condemned Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's latest controversial comments.
Good.
But stopped short of taking action. It centers on remarks the Georgia lawmaker made comparing mask mandates and vaccines to Jewish discrimination during the Holocaust. Chris Van Cleve is on Capitol Hill. Chris, what has the reaction been like in Washington?
We don't believe in COVID.
The rhetoric coming from Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong, but that is not stopping her. In fact, just hours after being condemned by Republican leaders here on the Hill, she doubled down. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene made this comparison on a podcast, lashing out against House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's decision requiring lawmakers to wear masks on the House floor.
We can look back in a time in history where people wear a gold star, and they were definitely treated like second-class citizens, so much so that they were put in trains and taken to gas chambers in Nazi Germany.
Greene followed up Tuesday with a tweet saying vaccinated employees get a vaccination logo, just like the Nazis forced Jewish people to wear a gold star. It prompted Republican rebukes.
This is one of the frequent
even that moron.
outrageous and reprehensible.
I think we should kick her out of the conference, prevent her from, coming to conference meetings, benefiting from conference materials.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy called her comments appalling, but there was no talk of consequences. Brendan Buck worked for 2 Republican House speakers
again, this is not
and says
showing
leadership has few tools left.
Frankly, saying things like this right now continues to be
fake news. I guess fake news.
Fundraising.
She must not have done it.
That's what they're searching for.
According to
Greene is blaming Democrats for
it
the
might be
outcry,
later
writing,
in the video.
I'm
Let's see if
sorry
we
some
jump
of my
forward.
words make people uncomfortable, but this is what the American for a very messy internal fight. And Kevin McCarthy has been trying for administration, has been looking for, and we expect this to be Republicans think they can get enough votes of bipartisan senators that are maybe talking about an infrastructure plan. So very messy in that the Biden can get enough votes to move through.
I hate these CBS videos. They just are very, you have to just watch way more. But apparently,
she wanted to.
She said, I'm truly sorry for offending people with remarks about the Holocaust. There's no comparison, and there never, ever will be.
Oh, yeah, there was, but it was incorrect.
I definitely think that that's the right, it's at least in the right zone.
Yes, but by her saying that there's never a comparison and blah, 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 that's not admitting that I compared it.
No, her apology.
You know what I mean? It's like, There'll
her
never be a
apology is
comparison.
moronic, just like she is. There's never
Yeah.
going to be any kind of, there's never going to be any fix for that. But hey, if you can at least apologize and say that, you know, that that was not the right thing to say, I mean, at least that's something.
Yeah, that's something.
All right, so that's news grunts, I guess, huh?
I think so. News grunt.
Time for my brother's cat to yell at me. Hi, Zed.
What up, Zed?
Zed, come here. You want to be on the show, buddy? Come here. Come here.
Did we do the discussion grunts? Were those discussion grunts?
We did a lot of more discussions than we do, and that's part of discussion grunts and.
All right.
Okay, then.
Time for roses and thorns.
Okay.
Hey there, YouTubers. Welcome back to Meltdown Island. This is everyone's favorite part of the show, Roses and Thorns. But sadly, I hate to tell you that this is Mike's last show. And so this may not be your favorite part of the show anymore because the truth is, as they say, out there. Hey, how are you guys doing? Mike, you got any roses and thorns today?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a thorn out for last episode when you were claiming something was wrong with my family and apologizing for that. I thought that was pretty inappropriate. not a good thing to do. That you also did that with that black mold previously. I mean, that's, you know, you don't want to leave it so ambiguous that people are going to worry that something is wrong with my family and that they just didn't know about it or something.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't know. I honestly didn't have any idea what had happened and was what they call my anxiety, my PTSD fires off in the brain and I can't think of other things. And I still hadn't heard from you. And then we
were about to do the show, and I was telling you that there was a technical issue that I was trying to fix, and I just was like, I just gave up. There was a storm coming, and I was trying to get shit together at my house, and I had been really busy that day, so I didn't want to do the show because it was too much hassle for me. So that's a thorn. And that's a thorn from last week.
Totally accepted and apologized for any inconvenience. In fact, took the whole show down so there would be any more confusion and blocked it on Facebook as well because it didn't want any
that's fine.
Classic me. Again, PTSD and I freak out about things.
Well, I am retiring from the show and no hard feelings or anything. I'm happily retiring from the show. And like I told you before, this show is not my ego. So I'm not like, you know, I'm not worried about it. I'm not like, I'm not upset or anything like that in the show reality. But yeah, you know, it's just time to move on, do some other things. So
we say cheers to you, my friend. And as you always know, you're welcome. There's an Islander.
Thank you, Dustin. Thank you.
Rollo gives the news of Mike's departure a thorn.
I do too. Thorn.
I mean,
but a rose to Mike joining the Meltdown Peninsula.
You could do career highlight thorns for me if you want to, like thinking back on the time on the show. I was just looking at April 8th, 2019 was the very first stream of this show in its original form, which was Get Rich on YouTube, which morphed into this show. So it's been more than 2 years. It's been like 2.5 years or something Well, not 2.5, but 2 years and a little bit that I've been doing this show. So
I can only think of good things. I only think of the good times. I don't even remember a bad thing happening. I had to give a thorn.
Perfect. Every show is perfect.
I just really tried. I don't know if you could see it if it was on camera, but I really was trying to think of one. Couldn't.
Kurt Brinker has a rose for all of the previous shows, saying thank you for the content.
Oh, thank you.
Content. How about you, Sean? Do you have any roses or thorns for today?
I guess I've got a thorn. The fact that I was hoping that this news would have made for a more electrified episode.
It's electric. Do 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 do. Or you talking about electric boogaloo? Which one? I'm asking.
I'm gonna give a thorn to you, Dustin, for acting a little weird the entire show.
Accepted.
A little off. It's just a little off. Like earlier in the
Thank
show,
you.
when I was saying, why are you talking like that? It's so weirdly presentational.
Stupid Dustin. Shut up, Dustin. Shut up.
Well, one last rose to Mike for that opening, which we just got going.
Yeah, well, you're going to have all of the videos and assets and things that you can use and put them into whatever you want to do.
He said ass. Never.
So should I just
never
delete
forget
them,
that
do you
one,
think, Dustin, or do you think I should just delete all the files?
Hey, bub. You know what I mean?
I'll send them to Sean.
Either way.
What? So what's next?
What's next? I'm doing this new show called Welcome to Meltdown City, and
hot. That sounds hot.
No, I'm
going to be working on my.
I got a lot of things that I got to catch up on.
My USA 2.0 project to help change America better.
What's the USA 2.0 project?
It's called Us All. It's called the Us All project, and I think Meltdown Island is going to be a subsidiary of it for sure. But lots of projects popping off for sure.
Are you sure you're not just saying that because you're feeling insecure?
No.
Yeah, me too. I got a lot of projects going on.
I got a whole bunch. I got some say too many. Can't keep up.
So will there be a Meltdown Island next week, do you think?
It's a weekly show, bro.
Okay.
That's what I was asking. Is if you're like quitting Meltdown Island because I quit Meltdown Island.
No, I'm not an atom, bro.
Whoa, what are you saying about Adam?
What I'm trying to say is, look, I still love Adam. Adam and I are still buddies. There's nothing. Remember, those are your words, and that's your kind of jokes.
When I said, "Are you?" Wait a minute. Is that a burn? Did you burn me? You think, or?
No, I think you are just throwing it on Adam now for some reason. Like, what are you doing? I'm joking, of course.
Okay. All right.
Is there an alarm going off? That's crazy.
Is there what kind of?
Maybe it was just my own personal alarms inside.
I thought that's what it was. Your inner head alarm.
I got too close to the microphone again.
You don't think your house is on fire, do you?
Oh, who cares anymore? Welcome to Meltdown Island. Where what's not burning? Ever ask yourself that? What's not burning?
No, you're right, guy. Everything's on fire, buddy.
I'm a dragon person.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, it's 5:53. I mean, we have 7 more minutes worth of Meltdown to talk about.
What is the audience talking about? Tell them I said hello.
Yeah, Mark Mikula has a rose to Mike for not holding copyright over the new opening.
No, I'm gifting that. I'm gifting that to Dustin.
Nice.
I mean, is it an NFT? Because we'll have to purchase that if it's an NFT.
You can make it an NFT if you want to.
I read that NFTs are already starting to lose their
the electricity.
Oh, their allure. The trend is already dying.
That means it's almost time to buy them.
That's what they said about
so that in 25 years
about
it'll
money
come back.
when it first started, and now look at money. Everybody's like, "Oh, give me money, more." Right?
Bullshit, man.
It is bullshit.
I like the closed face too.
Very powerful.
Face Island. Welcome to Big Face Island, where we're all faced 24/7. All big faces. All.
Lauren Camargo wants more fire breathing content. Dustin, please.
Wish we could. But surprise, cause we can. We're Dragon Man. Dragon Man.
So, I mean, are you out of things to talk about, Dustin, or?
Oh.
No? Okay. All right. Guess I'll just wait over here.
More roses? Anyone? Anyone get any more roses or thorns or buds? Any buds?
I wish you a bud on your future endeavors on Meltdown Island, Dustin.
Thank you. Accept your bud and smoke it.
Kurt suggested that Dustin has to use all the graphics that were generated for the show within 30 days or lose them.
But I put a deposit on my NFT, but I put a deposit out on it. Does that get me more than days?
I don't know what you said.
More than days was words. Okay. Not good words. What? I ain't Trump. I don't know all the best words.
Barely comprehensible words.
Dare I say? Thank you. Trying.
I just kind of feel like you're on the edge of a real big meltdown right now. That you're holding it in.
We'll never let you down. Jordan. The sweetest things I've found you. Yes. Dionne Warwick.
Oh.
See, I knew it as Kenny Rogers.
Is it? Dionne Warwick just popped in my head, and I thought that's rare enough that people won't call me out.
Sean did. Sean got it.
Thank God.
Didn't anticipate that my mom was a huge Kenny Rogers fan.
I did not. You forget that Kenny's got them Rogers for a reason.
Sean just checkmated you.
They must have clearly listened to Kenny the other night while he was having dinner. She puts on the records, and they get salivating like they're Pavlov dog.
Gross.
Yep. She just has them.
Yeah, I think they're gross family too, Mike. See, we still do agree about things.
Not what I said.
Everybody settle down.
Thorn for that, Dustin. Thorn
I'm just getting warmed up now.
Into it in a gross way yet again.
I thought that's just when I get going, I guess. But I'm
you just bring
just
up
now realized
and just
it's more about personal attacks. I think it's more about like personal jabs or stabs, maybe with my words.
That could be a segment for your brand new show, Jabs and Stabs.
Kurt, I think, wants us to do one last I Want Dustin to Get Rich.
We haven't been doing that for weeks, but I'm happy to do it.
I'm saying that's the reason you're quitting the show, because we're not doing that part. And I was like, nah.
You were very against that part from the beginning, which still baffles me.
Well, it's just because it seems like at a certain point it's trolling. When you say it,
manifesting. It's
at
a
the end,
manifestation is what it is. This is what I told you from the very beginning. It's not making fun of you. It's manifesting.
I guess it feels like since I don't, you know what I mean.
Since you don't know what manifesting means, it might feel like a bad thing, but it's a good thing.
I know, man. I know, Manny's.
Look up manifesting online, and you'll see that that's what we were trying to do there.
Oh, okay. I'll never do that because I already know what it means. But I would say this, that when it's like it comes to things like the songs I wrote for this show and replacing, updating the show, it seems like we could have used some of those. But we didn't.
So explain what you mean by those. Explain. List off the songs that you did, because as far as I know, there was just one song that you did for Roses and Thorns, and I didn't replace it because it was just like, I don't know, a month ago or something that you did.
I mean, I would start singing that. Nothing fakes good when you're feeling bad. Nothing makes sense when you're feeling bad. Welcome to Meltdown.
Sean. Yeah, Sean.
Saying that you're crazy. Remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
It's an intro song.
I think Sean has his hand up.
You can totally see it too. It's so weird.
The fans seem really enthusiastic about wanting Dustin to get rich and that.
Well,
we need to do one last incantation.
Let's get 1, 2, and a trace, amigos. I want
Dustin
to get rich. On YouTube.
Meltdown Island.